Brought to you by Refi. Refinance your defaulted private student loans today at yrefi.com/Ramsey.
Today's question comes from Chris in Florida. He says, you used to be hardline against crypto, but in the last couple of months, you've said that if you want to spend your fun money on crypto, go ahead, but it's speculation. Have you softened your stance on crypto? What would it take for you to see crypto as legitimate as any other currency, as legitimate? Dave, have you gone soft on us?
Well, let's start with the basics, okay? There is no currency, regardless of how legitimate, that is a valid investment. You should not buy the Chinese yen as an investment because your golfing buddy said it was a good idea, or some idiot on TikTok. You should not buy the U.S. dollar or the euro and speculate on currency values. That's what Bitcoin is. If it's having a good day, that's what Bitcoin is. Okay? It is not a place to invest. If you want to speculate in commodities like gold or silver or wheat futures or whatever future, that's what currency is. You're speculating. You're gambling. Then that's up to you. But don't call it an investment, and no, I haven't gone soft. Anyone who does that, I think, is wasting money. Speculating in commodities, I do zero of. Gambling in Las Vegas, I do zero of. My daughter Rachel, on the other hand, has been known to be at the craps table in Vegas, but she thinks that's fun. I don't think this is fun. It's not. I don't understand it. I don't think it's fun. I've got a buddy of mine put. He put $10,000, and he's worth about $40 billion or something. I don't know what he's worth, $1 bazillion. And he put like $10,000 into crypto just so he could make fun of me because he knew it would get a rise out of me. And I'm like, you're an idiot. You just put $10,000 on red and spun the wheel.
But he got the joy of getting a rise out of you. So
it's worth 10 grand to him, apparently. Yeah. He wanted me to call him an idiot, and I did. So he goes, I got more money than you. I know you do, but you're still an idiot. You just wasted $10,000.
Yeah, Dave would call you an idiot for free. You don't need to drop 10 grand.
I would have done it for talking about it, but you don't even have to really lose the money to do it. But that if that brings you joy and you want to speculate, you want to gamble with some of your money, a small portion of it, then do it. But that doesn't change the fact that I don't think it's smart. So I don't know.
That's always been your stance. I think we just, as it comes up more, we always go, hey, we're not mad at it. We're not going to yell at you for doing it, but realize what you're doing is speculating and don't make it a big portion of your world or your net worth or your investment strategy.
The problem comes in when you substitute the word invest. That tells me you put a large portion of your life into this and you're getting ready to screw up your whole freaking life because you're an idiot. That's where your problem comes in. Okay. So no, I haven't softened on that at all. Now, what does it take for me to call Bitcoin a legitimate currency? It needs a longer track record that is stable. Okay, let's go to an example. Okay, I have some money on my shelf that a friend of mine, the Special Forces, brought back to me that has the picture of Saddam Hussein on it. It was Iraqi money in the former regime that we went in and took out. Special Forces guy cleans out a room. There's a bunch of stacks of money that's basically worthless colored paper now, right? Because that regime is gone. Now there's a whole new government in Iraq, right? There is a currency in Iraq today. I don't even know what it's called. The chances of me telling you to put money in an unstable, new, unproven currency in Iraq is zero. Because you're putting money in an unpredictable environment that has no track record. That's dumb. That's Bitcoin. Okay? It's only Bitcoin is cool.
Well, it just has better marketing. The hype has really worked.
Well, it's cool. And it's what we talk about on TikTok. They don't talk about Iraqi dinar on TikTok, right? Or whatever it's called. That's what the old one was called. They probably call them the new one.
No, you're right. It's still that.
Okay. So anyway, yeah, it's the non-Saddam Hussein Iraqi dinar, right? And so I've got some Confederate money that from the states of the South during the Civil War. Worthless. Okay? So if a new country pops up somewhere and they have a new currency, it's the same thing as Bitcoin. It doesn't make it cool because it doesn't make it more stable or more palatable or a better investment because it's technology-based and because you think people can spell blockchain and actually describe what a blockchain is, which is an interesting concept. But until it stabilizes, and it ain't stable, boys and girls, it's like riding the worst roller coaster that went off the rails at Six Flags. The one that's on the news where you were left hanging upside down at Six Flags. That one, right? You know? And your mother's throwing up and all that, right? That's the one we're talking about here. This is not good.
For some people, that's fun, apparently, though.
I know.
Use a little fun money on that.
That's right. So I'm going to put a little of my money on this. But, chart the volatility of Bitcoin and then smile at me with a serious face and tell me this is a solid investment. And I'll tell you, you're smoking crack, okay? Because it's not. It's all over the freaking... So when it stabilizes, I think it will. I think it's here to stay, and I think it'll be a legitimate form of transferring goods and services, okay, at some point. I think it's here to stay. I think it's not a bad concept. It's not an investment for sure, and it's not a stable currency for sure. So, no, I haven't got soft on it at all. I've actually gotten better at trashing it.
I mean, the longer it's been around, and I feel like your stance since the beginning has been this way. So I don't think you've changed your stance.
Yeah, when I had the same stance when people were putting their money in Beanie Babies, too. I actually had people call this show back in the day that had put their kids' college money in Beanie Babies.
How do you, they just took the money, bought Beanie Babies.
Beanie Babies were quite the rage.
And thinking, well, it'll go up in value.
You couldn't get the Princess Di Beanie Baby.
Oh, that's right.
And it's on eBay right now for $10,000. But it's never sold for $10,000.
But it's listed for $10,000.
My dog came through the house the other day with one of them in its mouth, but none of them have ever produced any value. So it was a fad. It was a thing. Everybody got wild about it. Cabbage Patch Kids, whatever you want to go to next. Xboxes, whatever. You're gonna line,
Pokemon
what are you
cards
people going to
now.
line up at Walmart for next year at Christmas, right? And so that's what we're dealing with. That's the thing. So
you're hoping the next person is willing to pay more than I paid. That's not an investment.
That's a commodity. That's a commodity. And it's the commodities go up or down based on shortage or oversupply. And shortage or oversupply is caused by greed or fear. So what you're doing is you have too many people chasing too few goods, drives the price up. Basic supply demand curve from 7th grade econ. And so if you have a lot of supply and not enough people chasing it, price goes down. It's called a glut in the market, right? It's too available. Nobody cares anymore. There's no scarcity. When the Beanie Babies were going through the roof and people were paying $1,000 for a Princess Di, buying it off each other on the bet that it was going to go on up, is because they actually thought it was going to go on up. It was shortage and scarcity.
Toilet paper during COVID. Remember that?
Yeah.
People were selling that stuff on eBay.
Plexiglass. Yeah, don't you remember the time you
That
wish you were in the
business to
plexiglass
invest
business?
in. Man.
I wish I was in the mask business and the plexiglass business at one point. Yeah. Oh, and hand sanitizer.
Oh, yeah.
That was the other one.
They were making it out of vodka. They were just anything you could make hand sanitizer out of. You could sell a jug of that thing.
Yeah, that's hillbillies are drinking it. I'm just saying.
The hillbillies made out good. Selling their bathtub hand sanitizer.
No, we have not gone soft on it. We've, what we're trying to do, honestly, is we're trying to teach you to talk about it differently so you realize what it is. To quit saying it's an investment, start calling it speculation. And if you're going to speculate on anything, it needs to be with fun money, because that means you're gambling. If you're day trading in stocks, what's the percentage of people make money in day trading in stocks?
Very few. A few percentage points.
Like 2?
Yeah. I think over 100 days, only 3% actually come out any further ahead. Yeah.
Profitable.
97% lose money if they keep it up for 100 days or more.
That's actual research, not TikTok. Okay? So, if you're getting your financial advice from TikTok, you got a problem. Why Refi refinances delinquent private student loans for struggling borrowers. Learn more at yrefy.com/Ramsey.